Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to day 11 of this 28-day productivity series. I'm going to talk to you today about screenshots and utilizing Google Photos to make them more discoverable. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tristan Griffiths. You can find me as ImTristanG across all the socials. Please do connect with me wherever you most like to spend time. Let's have a conversation and see how I can make your life easier. So I want to talk to you a little bit about why we utilize screenshots so much within our business. A really good example of this is right now Clubhouse is quite relevant. It's an audio only platform and there's lots of conversation happening and it's quite fast paced, and we might need to keep on top of who said what. And taking a screenshot of someone's profile allows us to add a few notes. We do that by taking it into Instagram stories, type a little bit of text over the top and save it to our camera roll. Now, those screenshots are only effective if you're utilizing them and you're going back to check them. Now, the more screenshots you take, the more photos, the more images you're creating, the more space you're going to need. Now, for us, Google Photos is that solution. And I'm going to show you exactly why I want to recommend Google Photos to you. So this will change on the 1st of June this year because the format and what they're offering is changing. But right now, Google Photos is a free solution that will back up and store your images from your device automatically into the cloud. You just got to install the app, authorize it, set it up, and it will run and do that backup for you. That also makes them accessible, as you can see on the screen now, from photos.google.com. And you can see throughout the last week or so, there's a whole load of screenshots from Clubhouse here. There's bits and pieces from within my Instagram stories, where I've done Instagram stories through the day. And I take a lot of screenshots to document what's happening on different platforms because I teach in social. But the reason I want to share Google Photos with you is it's the searchability. If you've got images that you've taken and you put them into Google Photos has invested heavily in being able to identify what is in those images. So you can carry out a search at the top for a person, for a thing. I know that I've done this searching for MacBook, for example, to find images of myself sat at my computer. And it's absolutely incredible, the power of that search. Google have invested a lot of time over the years and very cleverly utilized a lot of free labor as we've been filling in forms, making sure that they're identifying what's in an image so that they can help build out their search product. Google are known for search, and Google Photos is no different. You can search for a person, you can search for an item, you can even search by color, and it will show you things within Google Photos that match that criteria. Now, like everything, it's not perfect, but it certainly goes a long way to speeding up your process. As we're talking about productivity, the reason I encourage you to take screenshots of things is we're always looking at ways to create more content or to give context to things that we find around the internet, on the web. Maybe we notice something and we want to share that with others. Take a screenshot and get it into Google Photos. That means you don't have to do it from your mobile, for example. You might capture the screenshot there, and then you might use Google Photos to download it on your computer and then write that piece of content around it, or to share it with someone, or maybe even to create a blog, just like the images I've got here, where last night I spent some time in Google Spaces with, Twitter Spaces with Matt Navarra, having a little look at what that looks like, what's the interface like. And for example, right here, I'm taking screenshots of all the features, the functionality, so that I could write a blog around this. Now, however you use this is down to you, but I really want to encourage you to start using Google Photos. Now, I talked a little bit about the change that's happening on the 1st of June this year, and Google Photos has been a free service all the way up until the 1st of June this year, where you can back up and store all your images. Now, don't panic if you're already using it. Nothing is going to change. Nothing is going away from what you've already saved. It just changes on that date. So moving forward, you will have to have a paid account in order to save. Up to date, they have given a free level to anyone and everyone who wanted it to store their images. What's going to happen now is it will be a paid service. There always has been a paid level, but that's going to be an option for you. Now, if you're someone who uses Google Workspace, it's included inside of your Workspace account. So that's even better investment right now if you were to go over to Google Workspace, which is what used to be Google's G Suite offering. So that's your professional emails, that's your online cloud storage, that's the equivalent of Microsoft Office in the cloud provided by Google. Also your Google Photos storage. So I want to encourage you today, take screenshots of things so that you've documented them. I always talk about the power of documenting over creating, and now I want to encourage you to make sure that you're backing up and storing those, not just in any cloud storage, but Google Photos will allow you to search and find the things you need when you want to bring them back up. It's no point having all those images, all those files, if you can't find them when you need them. Putting them into Google Photos will power Google search inside your images and make it much more searchable and much easier to bring up the things you need when you need them. I hope this is super useful to you, and I'd love to hear your feedback. So please do leave a comment or message me from this content. I'd love to hear if you're using Google Photos already, if you knew about Google Photos, or if after hearing this, you're going to start implementing, taking more screenshots, or even just documenting and backing up the images that you've already got. It's super powerful, and I can't wait to hear how much more productive it makes you in utilizing the images that you've already got and the ones that you start creating now through screenshots and all your photos and videos. So this isn't just screenshots, it's backing up every photo and every video you take. That could be your Snapchats, your TikToks, your Instagram Reels, your Instagram Stories, you name it, you can back it up. And obviously what you're doing is making it accessible to go back, discover, and reuse and repurpose.